Hey guys, and welcome back. So, as you can tell by today's title, it is my empties video. So, I got a good mixture here of like some skincare, makeup, and just other things like that. So, let's just dive right on in. Alright, so first up, I have this Dove Refresh and Care Detoxify and Purify Dry Shampoo. I've really been enjoying this dry shampoo. Um, I've been getting it at Walmart. I don't know if anywhere else sells it. And they come in like different colors and what they do for the hair, but I really like the detox and purify. I have two other ones currently in my bathroom, one I am almost done using and one that I purchased as a backup. It doesn't really leave a white cast unless you spray like really close to your scalp. Other than that, I still find that it will blend out and it doesn't leave that white cast. And the smell's nice. It doesn't smell like heavy dry shampoo or anything like that. And it does keep my hair looking really nice and clean and fresh. And so I have really been enjoying this shampoo, and like I said, I have two more already in my bathroom. So, and I think this is even cheaper than the Batiste dry shampoo, which I really did like that one at one point, but I find that I have been enjoying this one more than any other dry shampoo I've tried. Next up is this Wet n Wild Coconut 3-in-1 Primer Water. I don't know where the lid's gone, but I really do like this. I have a backup somewhere. Here it is. I have the cucumber one, and I like to use this just to help like set like the primer and stuff down, kind of like a primer water, like the Smashbox one. That's what I use mine for. I don't necessarily like to use it as like a setting spray. Of course, I don't really know if it does anything as far as setting spray, because like I said, I just like to use it kind of like a primer, and it just really helps like sink my primer down into my skin. I don't know, something about it is like when I don't use this in my makeup routine, I feel like, I don't know, I'm a little lost. It's not a very good explanation, but I don't know, it just feels like it actually does something for me in order to like keep using it. And I've already purchased a backup, and once that one runs out, I will continue to repurchase. I think these are like $5 or $6, and you get 1.52 fluid ounces, or 45 milliliters. I don't know if that's a whole lot, but I mean, for $5 or $6, you can't beat that. So I will continue to repurchase this. I prefer the coconut scent over the cucumber, but I'm just not a big cucumber person. So next time I'll just repurchase the coconut again. But as far as whether I like it or not, yes, definitely. And if you like primer waters, if that's something you're into, or something you want to try out in your routine but you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, definitely give this a check. If you hear anything in the background, there's kids playing next door and then my son playing in the living room. So if you hear anything, I'm sorry, but it's just out of my control. But next up, I have this cleansing spa water. They're like makeup palette remover things that we got in a BoxyCharm 1 month. It only had, I think, 10 in it, and they were pretty pricey from what I can remember. Definitely not worth however many I got in there, which was not a lot. It did do a good job of taking my makeup off. Wasn't a big fan of the scent, but I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. But would I repurchase it because of the price tag? No. I do like my Neutrogena wipes and the Equate wipes. They're just as good, if not actually better, and they're a lot cheaper. So I just don't see the point in splurging on makeup wipes. So not much to talk about there. And next, I have this Murad Essential C Cleanser, I think. Essential Cleanser, I don't know. It was one of the, like a sample at Sephora. I actually did like this cleanser. There was another one here. The Acne Cleanser from Murad was, I think, in my opinion, a little bit better than the Essential one. I just felt like this had done a little bit more for my skin than this one. Like, I could feel like even, initially applying it, I felt like it was actually like doing like something nice for my skin. So I have a couple cleansers in my routine already that I kind of want to work through before I go back and like repurchase some, but I definitely want to pick up the full size of this because I really did enjoy it. Of course, you don't get a whole lot, but I feel like I got enough use out of it to know how it did for my skin, and my skin didn't react horribly. And so yeah, I definitely think that this is worth getting a sample and trying if acne is something you kind of struggle with. So I preferred this one over this one, but this one wasn't bad, if that makes sense. And then next up, I have this Drunk Elephant like whipped cream moisturizer. I was using this in a project pan, and it is empty. I like to use this as a nighttime cream. I don't know if it's like specifies. No, it doesn't specify whether you can use a day or night. I preferred it during the nighttime because it is a thicker moisturizer. I didn't like how this sat under my skin during the day, like if I was going to go put on makeup, just because it was just too thick of a cream. So I preferred it at night, but it wasn't something that blew me away. I honestly like forgot to put it on, and that's another reason why I put it in my project pan, was to actually remember to use it. So if it's something I don't continuously think about using every day, then it's obviously not worth me picking up. And Drunk Elephant is obviously a pricier brand, so honestly I would just skip out on this. I didn't see it do any type of benefits to my skin either, so honestly I just don't think it's worth picking up. Okay, so I got some Colgate Optic White, whiter teeth in 1 week. It's the sparkling white. Now, I will say I'm not a huge fan of Colgate. I don't know what it is, but any type of Colgate toothpaste irritates the crap out of my teeth. And so, I don't know, I picked it up to try it. I think Taylor here on YouTube talked about this toothpaste, I'm not sure. But if you have sensitive teeth, I probably would steer clear of this, just because I didn't like how it felt on mine. So I wouldn't repurchase it, but I mean, it's not bad if you don't have sensitive teeth and you want to try it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to pick it up, but I haven't repurchased it since I ran out of it, and I don't plan on it. And let's just get the other toothpaste out of the way. So I have the Crest Sensitivity. It's the maximum strength. Now this I do enjoy, and I do think I've repurchased this. I don't know if it's this specific one, but I do know I have a Crest one in the bathroom right now, and I think it makes my teeth look nice and white. I don't feel like it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't make my teeth super sensitive. So I definitely like this one over the Colgate one. Of course, the Colgate one doesn't say it's for sensitive teeth, but just beware that if you do have sensitive teeth, it probably will irritate it. But if you want to give this a try, if you haven't already, I would give this a try before I would the Colgate. So that's just my opinion. Alright, so I got this from Influencer as a Vox box, nothing associated with YouTube or anything. And I really enjoy this. It's a Biolage Hydro Source Pack. It's a deep treatment. I would put this on every time I would get in the shower. I would do my shampoo, then put this on, and then do my conditioner. I love this. I just love the way it made my hair feel and smell, and I always felt like it got my hair nice and clean, and I don't know, just something about this product I loved using, and I'm so sad that it's gone. I don't even know if you can purchase these in store, or if this was just like a packaging that they had used for the Vox box. But if anyone knows, please let me know down below, because I thoroughly enjoyed this and I highly recommend it. It has aloe and spirulina extract. And I absolutely loved putting this in my hair, and was super sad to see it go, but I will definitely repurchase this if I can figure out if it can't be purchased. Alright, more dry shampoo. So I have the Dry Bar, just the original detox dry shampoos. This one I bought because I needed some, and I was at Ulta, and it was in like the cash wrap, so I picked it up. And then this one came in like a set of other ones, so that's why I have two. But I do enjoy this dry shampoo, not as much as I do the Dove one, and the Dove one is definitely a lot more inexpensive than this one. If you want to splurge, I would say go for Dry Bar. I've not tried any other like high-end or anything like that as far as dry shampoo. I mean, it's not bad, but again, I just like the Dove one over this one. Okay, 2 setting sprays. Woo! I have the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow and the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I already purchased a replay. I've already repurchased a backup of the Morphe one. I love to use this after I powder my whole face, just to kind of spray it over, and then I take my sponge and just lightly press in that powder, and I feel like it just really helps like sink that powder into my skin instead of having it sit on top. Absolutely love this. It's $18. I know aerosol is not very friendly to the environment, but I really do like this setting spray, and I have purchased so far 3 of these, and I will probably continue to repurchase this unless I can find something similar that does a similar effect. But right now this is like one of my holy grails. And then as far as the Catrice one, I really do enjoy this, and it's not very expensive. It's Catrice. Just right now I have so many setting sprays that I'm trying to get use of, that when I finally kind of shrink down my collection a little bit, I will definitely go back and repurchase this. I do enjoy the setting spray. And if you want something with a dewier look that's more on the affordable side, definitely check Catrice out. It's probably the only like dewy setting spray at the drugstore that I've repurchased or thought about repurchasing, and actually really have tried. So if you want to give that a go, I would highly recommend using this. Right, so we got some more moisturizer. So this one is the Tatcha, the cream water. Smells good. I like Tatcha smell, the way their products smell. I really did enjoy using this. There for a while I was straying away from it because I was finding that my skin was getting more dry since I had purchased this, and it just really wasn't giving me as much as I was wanting. So I finally used this up. I was dreading it because I didn't want to fall in love with it and go and have to repurchase it again. I will say it's not bad if you want to splurge and you have more normal to oily, which is this is technically what it's geared towards. I think you wouldn't regret it. However, if you have like super dry skin, I would skip out on this. I know they just came out with a dewy version of this in a purple bottle, I think. That might be worth splurging on. I would do your research before you do that. I've not personally tried it. I've thought about it, but I just don't know if I can bring myself to pay that much money for it. So I liked it, I enjoyed it, but not enough to go out and repurchase it. However, on the other side of the spectrum, I have this Boscia Cactus Water Moisturizer. I loved this thing. It was a deluxe sample, or a deluxe size. I have not been able to find a big, like a full size of this in a Sephora near me, so I don't know if it's just my Sephora doesn't carry it or if I have to just order it online, but I loved using this moisturizer. It was so good. It hydrated and it made my skin look glowy. It made my skin feel nice. I can't describe how awesome this made my skin feel. So I'm definitely going to go and repurchase this and start using it again. I have missed it since I haven't had it, so I highly recommend giving this a try if you are looking for something higher end, but not something that's not geared toward normal skin. That exclamation made no sense. I have dry skin and I thought it did really good for my skin, so there. I didn't know if I should throw this into an empties bin or not, but it's the Real Techniques. I can't use this anymore. It's got like a bunch of holes in it. I have purchased this before and it did the same thing with the holes. Why I repurchased it again, I don't know. I'm not going to after this. They just aren't like cleaner friendly. I find like I can wash all my sponges the same way, but when I go to wash this, it just creates holes and it flakes up, and I don't know what it is. I just don't like using this after it gets like this. I don't know what I've been doing wrong, but none of my other sponges do that. And while I know it's not like super pricey like the the beauty blender, there's other ones that are better than that it wouldn't be worth repurchasing. Just only have a couple uses before it starts creating holes. Two eyebrow products here. I have Revlon. It's the Color Stay Brow Creator and the NYX Micro Pencil. This packaging was so broke that it wouldn't click on. That drove me greatly. But I haven't used it all up. I really did enjoy the formula and the size of the pencil. I will say NYX is more on the expensive side of drugstore, and right now I have really been enjoying my Maybelline one. So I did enjoy the Revlon one more than this one, and it has two different, it has the pencil and then you unscrew it and it has a powder. I did enjoy this more than the next one. And I kind of think the Maybelline and this one are kind of tied, because I really did enjoy this one while I was using it, and I was pretty sad to see it run out. So I think once I finish that Maybelline one, I'm going to repurchase this one and maybe just switch between the two. But I really do like this one. If you like using powder and a pencil, this is really nice. The only thing is if you have like super like thin eyebrows, it might be hard to use this applicator. But other than that, I really did enjoy this. So I would repurchase this one again. The next one, not so much. This is a little excessive. I have 3 mascaras here. So I have this Clinique High Impact one, this little mini It Cosmetics, the Superhero one, and then the Milk Kush Mascara. Out of these 3, I will say the favorite one has been the Milk one, and I would like to purchase a full size. However, I just have so many mascaras right now, some that are open and some that aren't, that I'm not going to go out and repurchase this until I feel like my collection's a little bit smaller in the mascara category. But I did like this one. I like the volume and the length, and I just really like the way my eyelashes looked when I used this, and so I would definitely repurchase this one. The Clinique one isn't the best, but it's not the worst. I wouldn't go out and repurchase it. I don't know how I got it at sample, but I ended up with 2 samples. But this one is definitely done and retired. Now I will say I like the It one better than the Clinique one, but not as much as the Kush one. I do like the way this one makes my eyelashes look, but I find that if I am going to have mascara on for an extensive amount of time, this can have a tendency to flake on me. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it's definitely not as bad as some mascaras I have tried. Alright, so what is this? The Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black. I bought this because Taylor here on YouTube talked about this, and I purchased it. It was alright. I wouldn't say it was like the best liquid liner I've ever used, but I also don't really enjoy using liquid liner. This one has dried up and isn't as pigmented. It lasted a really long time. I didn't find that it was like super black, but it wasn't like gray or anything. It's just, I don't know, something about it I liked, but it didn't take it over into like the love section. So I think if I do run out and need a liquid liner, I would do this one over a high-end one, but it's personal preference. Down to our last 2. And so I have this Makeup Revolution, or just Revolution, Conceal and Define in C1. I've had this for so long and used it so much that the cap is broken, but I have completely used this up. I took the stopper out, scraped the sides. I have completely used this, and I really do enjoy this concealer. I think once I go through maybe one more concealer, I'll feel comfortable enough to repurchase this, so that way I don't have an extensive amount of concealers. I know a lot of people like to compare this to Shape Tape. I personally don't, because Shape Tape makes my under eyes feel so dry and just textured, whereas this doesn't. As far as coverage, I'm not sure. I don't really care if I have full coverage under my eyes, because my eyes just, they crease, they naturally crease. There's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't bother me. I've come to accept it. But I did like the coverage this gave. I definitely would like to repurchase this again, but like I said, I have some that are already open that I just want to get use of before I go and repurchase another one. But if you are looking for a drugstore concealer that's like medium, almost full coverage, and you haven't tried this, give this a try. And then lastly, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airless Flawless Finish, that's a tongue twister, setting powder. Ooh, almost dropped it. Completely use this bad boy up. That's just stainage from the packaging. I love this setting powder. Right now I'm working on another one. Once I use that one all the way up, I will repurchase this. It's $45, which absolutely kills me, but I love the way this makes my skin look. I have dry skin for the 1000th time in this video, so certain powders can make me look awful. I find that this just, it's like a filter almost. But I really did enjoy the way this made my skin look. I was so sad to see it go, but it was an older product, so I needed to get some use out of it. I will say, the only thing that annoys me, and this is because it's $45, is since I had this so long and used it for so long, this, hopefully you can see, this right here has flaked, and it did kind of flake into the product, so I was like having to kind of pick it off. So for $45, that's pretty annoying, but I hope you can't hear that train. There's a train coming. But that's the only thing that kind of bugged me was that aspect. I mean, if I'm going to pay $45, it would be nice to not have that kind of happen and go into the product, because you don't want to scrape it off, because that's like scraping $5 worth of product off, if that makes sense. So that was my only pet peeve with this. Is that going to stop me from repurchasing it? No. So that is it, you guys. That is everything I've used up. If you like these kind of videos, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up so I know that you liked it. And subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me out, you guys. And yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. And until next time, guys. See ya.